Hey guys, welcome to our channel. In this video we will talk about some greatest non-anime animated TV series. Let's get started.
Number 1, Futurama. Futurama is an American adult animated science fiction sitcom created by Matt Groening that aired on Fox. The series follows the adventures of slacker Philip J. Fry, who is cryogenically preserved for 1,000 years and is revived in the 31st century. Fry finds work at an interplanetary delivery company, working alongside the one-eyed Taronga Leela and robot Bender Bending Rodriguez. The series was envisioned by Groening in the mid-1990s while working on The Simpsons. He brought David X. Cohen aboard to develop storylines and characters to pitch the show to Fox. Futurama is one of the best TV series out there and is definitely a worthwhile watch for multiple reasons. The first and most obvious reason is Futurama's originality. There are countless movies and shows that portray a bleak, post-apocalyptic version of the future, and there is no doubt the sci-fi world is inundated with these kinds of depictions. Futurama's humorous take on what the future could be like is refreshing, and it's difficult to find a show or film with a similar interpretation of the future. Something else that contributes to Futurama's originality is the lack of restrictions put on the writers. What I mean by this is that given that we as humans are unsure of what the world might look like 1,000 years from now, the writers of Futurama are not constrained by what currently exists in the modern world, such as in a show like The Simpsons, in which a more realistic picture of human life is painted and parodied. This lack of constriction allows for a myriad of parodies and plot lines to be created.
Number 2, BoJack Horseman. I have to say this is one of the best thing to watch online because it's unequivocal and very realistic and awesome. BoJack became one of my favorite character of all time. I did learned lot from this character and out celebrity lifestyle and about life when you're doing great work and you're famous every will be there for you, but when you're old and washed up only few people will be, and how you will try to find happiness in drugs and alcohol, but those things make your life even worse. Even if you're sober, your past will come to hunt you. Might relapsed few times, but in the end you will find happiness in something. BoJack Horseman was the star of the hit television show, Horsin' Around, in the 80s and 90s. Now he's washed up, living in Hollywood, complaining about everything, and wearing colorful sweaters. Number 3, Young Justice. Definitely goes above and beyond many viewers' expectations for the series. Thanks to its freer capabilities, the show is able to dive into more story arcs and explore the darker side of the show whilst still keeping it lighthearted. The excellent balance between the lighthearted side and the dark side is something which majority of shows now are missing. The new characters are definitely amazing. Whilst we haven't seen a lot of Spoiler 13 and Arrowette, we can be sure to see more of them in the second half of the season. The series continues some plots, and reopens others, without getting the series too crowded and confusing. Show is doing amazing, and definitely deserves to be renewed for further seasons to come. Teenage superheroes strive to prove themselves as members of the Justice League. Number 4, King of the Hill. 10 years on King of the Hill, it's still as it always was. An underappreciated gem. The seemingly simple setting of a Texan God-fearing propane salesperson was the perfect platform to provide a unique and hilarious take on everyday life. The family is flawed but just doing the best, and its impressive run garnered some of the most memorable episodes of television to grace our screens. If you haven't watched King of the Hill before, you will find the comedy instantly familiar and relatable. Many of the writers from King of the Hill went on to write for other modern comedies, and you can see its influence everywhere, from Brooklyn 99 and Parks and Recreation, to Bob's Burgers and Rick and Morty. King of the Hill also did something few shows managed. It remained politically neutral. Equal parts conservative and liberal in its humor and commentary, King of the Hill simply tried to show the world as it was, and as it is. Set in Texas, this animated series follows the life of propane salesman Hank Hill, who lives with his substitute teacher wife Peggy, wannabe comedian son Bobby, and deadbeat niece Luann. Hank has strikingly stereotypical views about God and country but is unpretentious and sees the world simply. Number 5, The Simpsons. A show that is full of heart and full of comedy. Seasons 1 to 8 is an example of perfect television writing. From classic episode after another, The Simpsons was the biggest success in television history. There are fantastic episodes such as Marge vs. the Monorail, Bart the Daredevil, 22 short films about Springfield, The Telltale Head, Lisa's Substitute, Bart Gets an F, Moaning Lisa, Round Springfield, Itchy and Scratchy Land, Radio Bart, Homer's Enemy, and countless others. The Simpsons was a juggernaut in the 90s. With games, shirts, commercials, music videos, toys, comics and magazines. Since the show was so popular, it appeared in other TV shows. The movie was also great, recommend it. Working-class father Homer Simpson and his dysfunctional family deal with comical situations and the ups and downs of life in the town of Springfield.
All of this is my personal opinion. If your favorite don't make it, comment below, we might make a video on it.